All right, so it's a great Wednesday evening, and of course, this is Meet Your Leaders on Ubuntu channel. I am your host, Lance Sanib, and good evening to you. And well, we are super excited to be back with this particular program, especially owing to the fact that last week we were unable to have the program due to circumstances beyond our control. But we are back, and also very sorry that we are in a little bit late. This is due to challenges that are beyond our control. But hey, as usual and as always, we get to bring to you different leaders that you get to meet on this particular program to discuss different national issues and, of course, national matters. My guest this particular evening is Francis Kope, who is the National Youth Information Publicity Secretary. Mr. Kope, good evening. Welcome to the program.
Good evening. Thank you very much. It's good to be here, Mr. Vance.
Yeah, we haven't had you on the program for quite some time. You've been a busy man.
Wow. Here we are. Thank you for the invitation.
Definitely. And of course, to you, our dear viewers, remember that we are broadcasting live on our Facebook page as well as YouTube channel and Twitter, that is Ubuntu channel Zambia. Our topic of discussion this particular evening, we want to delve more on programs that the party which is in power, which is the United Party for National Development, UPND, has for the young people, obviously talking about empowerment programs and empowerment plans for the young people. But before we delve into that, my co-host Chaza will be joining me shortly, obviously to have this particular conversation. And you can also leave a comment underneath so that we get to have this particular discussion right here. Mr. Kope, how is the party in general doing? Almost 3 years into the ruling. Well, stories coming in here and there. How is the party developing, and how is the support for the party almost 3 years into governance?
2 years and a half into governance, the party has been going through a number of processes. Of course, obviously, starting with formation of government, establishing and creating systems, working and workable systems that in turn would benefit the citizenry. I will understand that there are a number of programs and projects that the party in government is dedicating itself to achieve, and we have set goals that are very high here, but obviously working on achieving such and ensuring that at the end of the day we deliver for the people of Zambia who voted massively, especially the youths. You understand that they woke up early on the in 2021, 12 August, to vote for UPND, a political party that pledged to change the lives of Zambians and to change the way we transact, the way we do certain things in our country, creating opportunities for the young people and for the general populace of this particular country, as well as creating such avenues that you can create wealth. So it is also looking at creating opportunities, is it employment opportunities, and of course business opportunities, as well as capacity building for especially for the youth. You understand that most of the programs that have been introduced by the UPND New Dawn or enhanced by the UPND aimed at whether it's capacity building or giving more opportunity to the youths, be it skills development. There's a lot of talks surrounding that. Something that has been broken down in every constituency, not only talking about constituency, but also breaking it down to ward level. So we have 1,244 wards in the country, and in every constituency, they and in every ward there such programs where people are benefiting. Whether it's skills development, be it secondary school, bursaries, paying for school fees, and free education that knows no borders, knows no region, knows no district, but all the 116 districts. People have gone back to school. The young people have gone back to school, including those that had left school many years ago. You know that once you have an educated, population, you now start competing on ideas on how you can enhance a number of things, on perfecting whether it's skills or service delivery in the country, because you have now that movement of people that have a particular understanding. So I'll tell you that in the many programs and projects that the UPND is doing, cardinal chief among them is the free education that has been rolled down, or rolled out to every corner of this country. You saw even the effect of such policy, free education. We had over enrollment of pupils, and apart from that, we had shortage of space, classroom space. And CDF again, the other component of CDF came in and started building schools and increasing even classroom space in almost every school. There is a project of adding up classroom in such schools. And apart from that, the presidential directive of every pupil is supposed to sit on the desk. So whether you're in a rural constituency or ward or area, all these areas, all these schools have pupils sitting on a very beautiful desk made by, or through the money under CDF. You also note that this is a component that is complementing those that have gone for skills development, including carpentry and joinery, welding, and things like that. So you go to a free skills development school, you get your skills of carpentry and joinery and other skills such as metalwork, welding and things. Once you get that skill, you go to the council. There is a tender that is being floated that we need to make some desks for pupils in your locality. Then, when your child is going to school, you are also contracted as a contractor to do or to make desks, giving you business. You've been empowered with skills, then empowered with a business, and the children are going to school for free. You will not even pay examination fees. So what we're saying is that there is serious subsidy in the education sector, a subsidy that is not that cannot be termed as a consumption, but a subsidy that is aimed at improving the outlook of this country in the near future. A subsidy that will take out some of the people that were supposed to be junkies, or those that others would leave or stop schooling because they don't have parents to take them to school. There's no excuse for that. Others would say, I didn't have money for the examination fees, I couldn't write grade 7, grade 9, or grade 12. There is no such excuse. Such excuse will not work under President Hakainde, because he's saying, as Bani or as a father for all the youths out there, he has paid for school fees, he has paid for the examination fees, and he has ensured that, because he knows that the numbers are too big now, there are more numbers in schools. He's employed 40,000 teachers to ensure that at least there is now quality education for all, And such education should be also quality education in favorable environments. That's why there are, more classroom blocks that have been built in schools, and ablution blocks, so that you can, can go to school in good sanitary areas, and things like that. So that is on another, area of, empowerment, as well as, capacity building, and deliberately putting policies that would set this country apart in terms of, because when we are done talking about pre-education, grade 1 to 12, plus skills development, then we will now start talking technological advancement and competing in terms of, technological trends, and new technology that is coming through. So basically, the UPND New Dawn is putting resources in areas that will transform this country and the outlook of our country in the, in few years to come. A powerful empowerment indeed. Because once you are empowered, there are different types of empowerment, but you can be empowered with a 5,000 kwacha, to start a business, or 100,000 kwacha. But once you are empowered with an education and skills, that empowerment is a huge empowerment that will live with you for the rest of your life.
Well, really interesting there. But let's quickly delve in directly, obviously, into projects that maybe the young people might have looked at, as in these are the projects or programs that would have impacted on them directly, especially owing to the fact that from the past governments, the kind of empowerments that we've seen is that of giving out money, startup packages for them to start businesses, and all this. That you have a new method of empowering these young people. How well have the young people grasped these opportunities or these programs, and what measures have you put in place as a party to see to it that whatever empowerment that the government has given out is followed up in a way that it is successful? And if there's any help in terms of what you talked about, skills development and stuff like that, that is being offered to them.
Okay. Wow. I was trying to get the question. I've only gotten the last part of the question where you talked about.
Okay, if
Maybe the
maybe
network was
maybe
disturbed. I couldn't get the
yeah,
question. Please, if you can,
if
answer the
maybe I
question.
can repeat it in this way, in the shortest way possible. So the programs that you have put in place as a governing party for the young people to get empowerment programs or to get empowered, how easy or accessible have you made it possible for the young people to get these empowerments? And do you have specific empowerments only for the young people, and also channels that have been put across for the young person to be empowered in one way?
Thank you very much. So, what are some of the measures that we've put in place so that such empowerment can be accessible? I think that's the question, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
So, first of all, we need to understand that you see, we need to aspire as young people to create wealth, and to participate fully in developing our country, as well as taking our country out of whatsoever situation that we may be facing. For example, even when we are facing the issue of drought, the issue of challenges with the electricity, which is caused by not enough rain, that we didn't receive enough rains, thereby drought. There's also hampered on the electricity production, as well as obviously the issue of industries, manufacturing sectors, and things which depend on hydropower. are also affected. Now, the young people, as young people, we should be in forefront to also bring out some of the inventions, solutions that would bring a change and hope to the people or to our nation. We need to be at the center of innovation, being creative enough to also be part of the solutions. Even when we see problems, we should not see problems as problems, but as opportunities to bring solutions. You understand that most of the people that are doing fine today, anywhere, people that have, are solving a problem somewhere. The person that invented a light bulb was solving a particular problem. Those that invented, whether it's a gas stove, they were solving a particular problem. Even those that makes jackets and what solving so we need, for us to make money as young people, we need to be offering solutions as well. Because if it is so common, sometimes there could be a little bit of fighting for a particular space, identity, and things like that. Now, getting back to what are some of the incentives that have been put in place so that young people can access such whether it's skills development, for education, and things like that. First of all, these programs, courtesy of CDF, that the president had announced to increase from a country 1.6 to today 30.6 million kwacha, are broken down to a level of the council award level that such that you are able to access that through your member of parliament's office. There could be some forms, whether it's for skills development and things like that. Your councillor in different ward. Remember, a councillor is one of the civic leaders that are on the grassroots, or interact with the grassroots on the ground to ensure that such policies that are coming through the Ministry of Local Government goes down to the people. So there has been talk about adverts about some of the programs under the CTF, as well as the issue of how you can access some of these opportunities through your councils, your local councils, and the office of your councillor. Identify where your councillor is, where your civic leader is. Identify where the ward development committee members are. We need to take an interest, okay, in knowing our leaders. Ward development committee, constituent development committee, whether it's the MP's office, the council itself. These are places where you can get information on some of the policies or the programs that are happening, and whether it's a CDF or it's CEC and things like that, or visiting the specific offices that are charged with the responsibility to deal with a program that you may be interested in. So the first thing is that the availability of information. That is one thing that has been put in place. There's availability of information, at a level of including the ward level. You are able to access such information that involves, whether it's empowerment, skills development, free education, and things like that. All you need to do is just get to that school or get to that office, whether it's a councillors and things like that. So these are programs and projects that are ever accessible, and it's up to us to take a step. You see, one thing that you should not forget is that your government, the UPND government, has put every ingredient, everything in place to ensure that we benefit, we participate, we improve ourselves, we we participate in this capacity building program, as well as we start making or identify avenues to make wealth or wealth creation. Everything has been put in place. That's what we said. We talked about that if you have children, there is free education, including examination fees paid for. If you are an elderly person, there is skills development to help you, improve your life. And apart from that, we also have, and we also have opportunities such as whether it's participating in programs, projects under CDF through once you acquire such skills, whether it's carpentry or welding and things like that, you can also have your business getting such exposure and such business. Now, everything has been put in place to ensure that the life of a Zambian is transformed, especially the youths. Those that there are some that even have an opportunity to get to whether it's training or to be employed as nurses or as teachers. So there are all these that have been put in place, business-wise, and in terms of employment into civil service and things, and creating an environment that you can thrive. The only ingredient that is remaining at the moment is your participation as a youth. My participation as a youth. What is it that I can do for my nation? For my nation, I love my nation. I love my country. I love my children. I love my family. What is it that I can do to ensure that I also contribute to making Zambia a better place? Because sometimes, just like one leader once said, it's not about what government should do for you, but what is it that you can also do for your nation and for your family. In this time where we are grappling with drought and there's a little bit of uncertainty on how am I now going to handle my life? How am I going to feed my children and things like that? What are some of the innovative plans that we were put in place, that we have come up with, so that we can also not just be spectators that, okay, there was drought and now we are waiting for the next rainy season. What is it that I need to do now? How do I need to engage? What can I do? And how should I do such, whether it's through whether it's farming through using irrigation and things like that. So there is something that we can always do as opposed to looking at a situation that has not been orchestrated by anybody, like a natural occurrence like drought and things like that, instead of me blaming somebody. But I also need to introspect and see what is it that I can do to ensure that my family, my children are secured. So getting back to what you said or what you asked, there is everything that has been put in place to ensure that a young person thrives, and the only ingredient that is remaining is the young person's or the youth participation to these important national issues. Okay. I doubt if I'm with colleagues here.
Globally, 85% of infertility is because of infections, typically the chlamydia and the gonorrhea.
Your time is up. Thank you so much.
Since I've been mentioned, I can react to what comment Chinda just
yes, I haven't finished my point.
Remember,
no, let me finish my point so that my brother can.
Does the Patriotic Front know the kind of damage they have done to our economy and to our country. I do not.
The alleged abduction of Pamela Chisupa, and this case has really kept us on our toes. And in as much as
nobody has been acquitted from this new dawn administration cases that have been started. There's nobody that has been acquitted. Okay.
CJ, foreplay. I'm not talking about jump and begin acting like a kangaroo. No, foreplay. Many of us as Africans, we lack this virtue. This is not there.
Yeah, the time project ku Malabo was the first game toilet was Senegal. I think very Tutasan underrated because even the home up, you can see the way they are doing home up. But munagati bola na wawina kale no.
It's actually good if you start creating competition in the team. If you don't create competition, then you will have a problem. Who to replace when one is injured?
The names people have been calling me, I accepted them and I will stand them. But what I would prefer being called as a nickname, I would prefer being called Sambalung.
From it, we can't make the Bible fit us and have things that make Esther feel good, and things that Esther doesn't really feel good about, she'll edit out.
We're trying to represent Zambia from a different side of things. We just don't want to be regular, you know what I'm saying? We're trying to package ourselves to Africa and the world.
Right. Thank you so much for continuing being with us. Remember, this is Ubuntu channel, and we're on the program called Meet Your Leaders. And tonight we are hosting Mr. Francis Kope. And right now, Mr. Kope, I would like you to just give us a summary as we are about to conclude the program, the summary of the topical issue that we've had tonight.
Hello?
Hello? Yes, Mr. Kope, are you getting me?
Well, the volume is a bit low. I don't know what happened. I don't know whether I need to re-enter.
Okay. Are you hearing me loudly now?
Okay, great.
All right. So just like I was saying, that you can just give us a recap or a summary of the topical issue that we were looking at tonight. It appears you are on mute. We cannot hear you. Kindly unmute your mic.
Okay, I've unmuted. So I was saying that some of the issues. Can you just reduce the volume?
Unfortunately, yes, please. We are having some feedback.
I think I've reduced the volume. How is it now?
Yeah, you are perfectly
Am
loud
I
and
audible?
clear. You can go ahead. Yes, indeed.
Okay, so we were talking to the effect that how the youths benefiting and things like that, and in this element of benefiting, what are some of the deliverables, and so I was trying to highlight the many developmental programs that are aimed at improving the lives of the youths. We talked about the first important element of youth empowerment, that is to the effect that you see, as the UPND formed government, first of all, it looked at how can we have a citizenry that is not just empowered but also ready to face tomorrow, to be leaders of tomorrow, to be makers that will not at the end of the day drag us back to where we are coming from. So the first thing that the UPND government did is, first of all, to ensure that free education is offered to everyone across the board. That is building the capacity of our citizenry in our country, and raising the standard. Remember, South Korea, Vietnam and others, these are countries that were kind of behind Zambia in terms of GDP development and things like that. But today they are far much advanced because they had invested in their citizens, they had invested in their people through education, and of course, providing opportunities for citizenry, inculcating the spirit of hard work. What has improved countries like South Korea is, the element of hard work. People knows that they need to work hard for their country. What am I doing for my country? What am I doing for my country before I wait for the country or for my government to do something for me? What am I doing to improve my family? What am I doing to improve my life for a better tomorrow? So we have seen that countries that were in at war in years back, today they have improved because they've got a particular mindset, and most of the people are educated, and they are now looking at things in a different way. So we are saying that first of all, what is important is to ensure that education, free education for all. I think I'm still at the office, so there are some colleagues that are just bringing in something. So free education, number one, to have a citizenry that is interested in improving themselves through education, improving their lives through identifying that we need to do something. We need to have skills for us to improve our country, to improve our communities, to participate in developmental programs that are going on in our community. That is through bringing in skills development for free. You go to from grade 1 up to 12 for free, without paying school fees, without paying any examination fees. Remember that there are people that have not gone to school, that have stopped in grade grade 9 because they never had they couldn't progress to grade 10 because they never had examination fees. They could never had money to pay their examination fees. Or grade 12, they never had money to pay the examination fees. But today, your government is saying that let us educate our citizenry without paying anything. It doesn't matter where you're coming from, because education is the greatest equalizer that we can ever have. It doesn't matter where you're coming from. Once you're educated, once you have that 6 points, you can get into university, you can have a bursary, and improve or change this particular country. So your government looked at how can we improve our citizenry. First, let us have an educated population. Number two, let us ensure that the citizens are at the center of developmental projects, among them those that are coming through CDF. There is 30 million in every constituency. 156 constituencies. There is a 30 million, 30.6 million kwacha that has been sent to all these constituencies. And in these constituencies, there are about, some have 4 or 5 wards, some have 10 wards. So we have a total of 1,244 wards in our country, Zambia. And in all these wards, I can tell you for sure that there is an activity or a program or project for or under CDF. Be it skills development itself, be it building some classroom blocks, because you know that after the core of free education, there are a lot of people that have decided to go back to school and have decided to improve themselves for a better future. Projects of increasing the number of classroom blocks, projects of improving our road networks, water electrification in those areas that did not have access to clean water, including some presidential or other projects under government and other institutions where we saw that we now can have a situation where we have sanitary facilities that were made for a number of people. We had just recently there were 1,600 toilets that were built for a compound that had never seen a flushable toilet for a long time. That's a form of empowerment. If you don't live in a sanitary area,
Mr. Kope,
you will attract
Mr. Kope.
diseases and all these diseases that come through such unsanitary condition, thereby hampering development in our country. Instead of you going to look for an opportunity to whether build a classroom block or make a desk so that you can sell it to the councils, you end up being in a hospital. So the UPND has created an environment for the youth to thrive by
Mr. Kope,
ensuring that most of these opportunities are aimed at improving the lives of the youths. There is no opportunity that I've seen that has that is not centered on the youths. The 11,000 nurses that were employed,
are you
many of them were youths. 30,000 teachers that were employed, almost 40,000. Most of them were youths. The police officers that have been employed, the numbers are in thousands. It's 4,500 and things like that. The Zambia Army, Zambia Air Force, ZNS. All these are opportunities for the youths. Okay. When you talk about where see numbers that are being empowered, and of course the women through the marketeer boost alone under the President Takada's instruction to ensure that our mothers also have their capitals increased. But I'll tell you that most of the opportunities are aimed at giving something to the youths. Now, even when we now face challenges such as drought and the effect of drought, shortage, of course, we will not have the targeted 10 million metric tons that government was targeting in terms of maize, which we call white diamond.
Mr. Kope, are you hearing me? Can you hear me? Mr. Kope, are you hearing me? Unfortunately, the time that was allocated to us, has really depleted, and I was hoping that you could make your summary in 2-3 minutes, but we have had a spillover, and I have seen that you have a lot of data that is supposed to be shared, and I think from this point in time, we can make a date and really have ample time and get to expand this discussion. Otherwise, we are so highly indebted to you for coming, on this program. And definitely, we shall be looking forward to inviting you and have an in-depth discussion of, these developmental, issues. And not forgetting the people out there following the program via Facebook, Twitter, and any other, platform, including YouTube. We thank you so much, and we greatly appreciate. This has been Meet Your Leaders on our Ubuntu channel. Till next time, we are saying God bless you all.
Thank you.